Hello everybody, welcome to my garden. This is a space in which I love to relax, play with my wolves, walk around every day, walk my labyrinth, and just enjoy the sunshine that's out today. Here in South Africa it is very hot and we are very sweaty. In this morning's yoga, Archangel Michael actually told me it's good to sweat this week because we need to detox from all the anger and frustration that's coming up with this feeling of being overwhelmed. And you might all have experienced the feeling of being overwhelmed in January. It's sure to continue still in February, but it's there for a purpose. It's there to help us to manage our time, manage what is really important, especially those boundaries. Look at when and where you need to say no because we're feeling very frustrated. You will see that if you've got lots to do, and I think we all have at this stage, we're really overwhelmed and overpowered by everything. Allow yourself to stand still a bit and to focus on what is really important. If you are a mother or a father, the nurturing energy is very important right now. You might see your kids also going through extra difficult things right now. And when you are freaked out, everybody freaks out. So keep yourself centered, not for their sake, but for your sake. So it's very important that you choose things that make sense to you. You might be feeling excited about a new project, people that have already shown up to support you in something that you want to create this year, and you want to start putting energy into it, but really go with the flow. Don't force anything. And the angels have also told me to really not force anything that you didn't get time for last year or the year before. And because it's a year of action, you now think that you have to do it this year. It's not about forcing anything where you still need the inspiration or the energy for it. Don't do anything because it's a have to. This is really a time to focus on being. And this is why the overwhelming feeling is very important in order to help us to focus on management. Management of your time, your emotions, and your actions. So, February is a year that will still focus a lot on the heart. We've spoken about this. This is the year of a year of the heart center where we open up to enjoying support, love, allowing that love to come to us, to flow through us. We open our hearts, and for that, we need to release the pain of the past. We still need to surrender and trust. And surrendering the pain of the past is a big part of this. And we all know that you can't surrender without trust, and you can't trust without surrender. I told this to you last time, I know, and it still stands. The angels keep reminding me that it is not that we are tested this year as to whether we accomplish surrendering our trust. It is that the energies on earth have changed. We can't function in the old way anymore. We can't do it in any other way than surrendering and trusting. It's just the new way. So we need to adapt and change. So we need to adapt our behavior, our belief systems, constantly focus on when you're spinning back into old patterns, old routines. And this is also where the overwhelming feeling comes from. Because with everything that we have to do, it might not even be more than last year, but because we can't function from a space of pushing and doing anymore, it's really difficult. We have to find a new way, a new pattern where you release back into peace and gratitude first and just focus on every day from there. Don't focus on tomorrow or what's going to happen this week or what needs to happen this week. If you think of everything you have to do in this one week, you'll already feel overwhelmed. Very interesting thing that the angel said to me this morning in the yoga class. We did a set for inner anger, which is very important, by the way, to release inner anger, because the overwhelming feelings make us feel frustrated, and thus we get more angry in traffic. Everybody's in that space of feeling overwhelmed. I actually joked with a class and I said, we're going to call this the whelmed class. We're not going to be overwhelmed, and we're not going to be underwhelmed. We're just going to stay whelmed. So that's that space of calm and peace and choosing that for yourself. So very important, get yourself some practices in February where you either do yoga or walking, lots of meditations, any meditation that works for you to just help you release all that excess of have to's that's floating around and pushing your buttons, because the more you feel you don't have enough time and there's too much, the more will keep coming to push those buttons. So when you start the day and end your evening from a space of, even if it's just going for a walk and just looking at the beauty of nature and enjoying the sunshine or the clouds and the greens, just allow nature to release that excess energy so that you can center and focus and come back to the self. The self is still the most important part of this month, to really come back, find the gratitude of where you are, of what is in your space, and build on that. Keep that as your foundation for action. So for this week, the first week in February, from today, February the 3rd, Archangel Zadkiel comes through for this week. Archangel Zadkiel is very much there to help us to inspire ourselves, to go into a leadership role where you can lead from a space of peace and harmony. Be the one that walks into the room, that calms the room down just by who you are and the space that you are in. And thus, we also need to inspire ourselves. Keep inspiring yourself to come back to that point of peace. I like to call it the 0 point, where everything else is being released and you come back to that space of nothingness. And when you can come back to that space of nothingness, you can operate from there. Hello, Faith. The wolves are here around me, getting excited about something they're hearing in the front. So allow your animals to give you joy. Allow them to let you laugh, to get excited about things, because nature is really there to support us. And the mothering energy is a very important part of this month, to be there for everything and everyone that needs mothering, but again, first for the self. And this is why it's perfectly balanced with the energy of leadership, the strength to stand strong, to be the example, but be the strong feminine energy as well that can do it with compassion and love. Try and take it easy this week. Try and do breathing exercises as much as possible. And what I also wanted to say about what the angels taught me in yoga this morning was that you need to sweat this week. You need to build up a sweat so that you can focus on getting rid of those toxins and that anger, build up pain from the past, and just let it flow. And then go and get into a cold shower and just release it. Now here in South Africa, it's really hot right now, so we have no problem with working up a sweat. But try to push yourself a bit more. And if you are in a cold country, go and do something that gets you inspired, where it feels good to work up a sweat, and then go and take a nice bath or shower and just focus on the release, focus on the cleansing, and focus on the returning to you. The crystal for this month is the clear quartz. Again, get yourself a nice clear quartz point that you wear over your heart for protection. It's not about negativity, it's just that we honor everybody to go through their own stuff, their own drama, and having to deal with it, and we protect ourselves from that negativity. Not in a negative way, but just keeping your energies to yourself and reflect anything that's not part of your path or what you have to deal with away from yourself. So clear quartz helps to cleanse, to protect, to focus, and focus on purity. There's nothing like a clear quartz for purity. I've set myself the intention for February to make it a month of just selfless service, to be in that space where I don't go into anger and rather allow the other car to drive first, to pass. Just set that intention of not going into anger, because every time we go into anger, we lose that faith in the self and we start resenting who we are and how we show up in the world. So every morning, set that intention of calm and peace and to deal with your children, your partner, and everybody that crosses your path from that space of gratitude and love, acceptance, giving them the space to be in whatever they are dealing with and to support and guide them from a space of loving the self first. I hope you have a very powerful week. I hope you see very positive things and people showing up in your life, showing you what it is that is really important to you and where to put your energy into. Lots of love from me. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel. This week, again, I've been guided to choose one person that subscribes to give a free reading to. So the angels already have somebody in mind. So that if you feel you want to subscribe, push that red button and you might be the one to get a free angel reading from the archangels and the other angels guiding you right now. Lots of love from me. Bye.